Casey Cavell. I'm from Warsaw area. Grew up, went to Wawasee High School, and just love the game of baseball. This is kind of my dream. So I appreciate everybody else coming out here, and I kind of wanted to share with you how I got to where I got today. I'm 26 years old. I grew up, went to Wawasee Middle School, went to Wawasee High School, and we were just a garbage of a program. And I loved the game so much, and I was a guy that was the first one into the gym, the last one out, the first one on the field, the last one out. Played 2 years at Wawasee High School, and I realized that, you know what, I needed to get out of this situation, because you are who you hang out with, you are who you know, what you read, what you watch on TV, and the guys that I was hanging out with, they were just not the best people. They were getting into drugs and getting into alcohol, and I had goals, and I realized that if I wanted to accomplish something like this today, to have an opportunity to talk with all of you guys and actually affect other people's lives, I had to get out of that situation. So I transferred from Wawasee High School, went to Concordia Lutheran High School, Christian school in Fort Wayne. We were a great program, a great bunch of guys, and I just surrounded myself with that like-minded group of guys. I was still the first one in, the last one out, but if I was hanging out with guys that, you know what, they weren't quite as good as people I was going to go down to their level. But I started associating myself with guys that were better than me, smarter than me, bigger than me, faster than me, stronger than me. And you know what, it happened and it worked. I got a college scholarship, played baseball for 2 years, had a fantastic time, and you know, during that time, I was the guy that, I don't know, I was kind of a goofball. I like to have a good time. And then I transferred to Purdue University, went to school there for 2 years, and didn't end up graduating. So I would suggest if you graduate, you know, you may be able to own 2 of these one day instead of just 1. So stay in school, get your stuff done, and why I didn't graduate, I wanted to get into that, was I found the game of poker. Anybody play poker here, Texas Hold'em? Right? You know, well, that's how I paid my way through school. And I share that with you because when I was a professional poker player, that's what I did. I was 21 years old. I played in the World Series of Poker. I was the youngest qualifier in the main event ever. You know, the whole TV thing. I played next to Lennox Lewis, you know, at the main event with 9,000 people there. And during that, guys, I lived in Vegas for a month. I mean, I was at the top of the Bellagio, living in the penthouse. You know, had all the money I could have, and there was a lot of temptations: girls, drugs, partying, you name it. But I had my mind set on what I wanted to accomplish. And I could have done that. I could have went out, and not saying I did it every once in a while, but I knew what I wanted to do. I would sit around a table of guys that they would have no idea. They would have no goals. They would have no dreams. They had no idea where they wanted to go. And I was the guy that had the discipline. I was just in Jamaica a couple weeks ago on vacation, and was playing a pickup soccer game. And we were playing with this guy, and he looked real good. Just a fun game with a bunch of kids. I was like, man, you guys are pretty good. You guys play somewhere. They're like, oh yeah, we used to play. Well, the guy actually was an MLS MVP last year. His name was Dwayne De Lazario. MLS MVP. I don't watch soccer, but I mean, that's big time. Beat out Beckham and Donovan and all those guys. And I asked him, what is the main thing that sets you apart from the competition? He said, we're all good. I mean, all of you guys in this room have talents. You're all good. You're here for a reason. But it's that discipline. It's when you wake up in the morning. It's what you do after practice, the meals you put in your body, what you do when you go back to the dorm or wherever you live, what you watch on TV. And when it turned around for me, I started reading and watching the good stuff. So I fought all those temptations off in college, you know, playing professional poker. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I got done doing that, and I started associating myself with the right people. I started a business at the age of 21. And how I did that was I had no idea what I was going to do. I was 21. I still am trying to figure it out. But I wanted to go and hang out with the right people. So I went out and found the people that were where I wanted to be in a few years. And who was I talking to earlier that wanted to start one of these? Yeah, right here. What's your name again? Okay, Kyle. So Kyle said, hey, I want to start one of these maybe one day. And that's what I did. I went, Kyle, if I'm in his situation, I go to me, Casey, and say, what do I got to do to have this? What do I got to do? And I asked him, and I sat in the front row of these seminars. I paid $4 grand to go to a seminar, you know, one of these get-rich-quick, you know, things. And I sat in the front row, and I was the only one that got rich from it. You know the reason? Because I outworked the competition. I didn't go there and get hyped up for 3 days and say, hey, I'm going to do something, and I, you know, just go back and not do it. You know, you got to be the guy that gets up a half hour earlier. You know, I'm in a men's group right now, a Bible study, and you need somebody to hold you accountable. I got a guy that calls me every single day at 6:30 in the morning. Every single day that gets me out of bed and does it. And throughout this entire time, guys, I was successful. I made a lot of money. I made $350,000 in one day on one business deal. And I thought I was the coolest thing in the world. I had all the money. I had a very nice girlfriend at the time. I had a condo at the top of a very cool building in Chicago. But I was a guy that was trying to, you know, get something more, get something more. Money was the issue. It was a struggle for me. The day I made that money, I thought my life was going to be just crystal clear, and it was just going to be the greatest thing in the world. I thought, man, if I can just close this business deal, it's going to be perfect. Well, the next day, guys, I was more stressed out than I ever was. It sucked. I was like, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do with $350,000? Right? I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. But I was worried. I was stressed. I didn't know where I wanted to go with it. And you know, I screwed around this summer and had a lot of fun. Spent a lot of the money. Didn't save a lot of money. Had a girlfriend, and that didn't end up working out. We broke up in August, and I was crushed. I had her for 4 years. It worked out really well. Had a lot of fun. But, you know, there was something that was just missing. And after that time, you know, I've had success in business. I've written articles. I've been on TV. I've done all these cool things, but there was still something that was missing. And, you know, I was crushed come September, and a gentleman by the name of Tom Roy, UPI. He's actually from Warsaw. If any of you guys are serious about the game, you know, your faith, you got to meet Tom. Coach Barr knows him really well. And I went to Tom, and I broke down. I said, hey, Tom, I said, I've had all this success. I got all this cool stuff. I got jet skis and sweet cars, and I got this, but I'm devastated. Okay, I'm devastated. I had everything that you would ever want, I had. And people were looking at me and saying, Casey, you have it. You have all the time, you can go golfing. And I was missing out. I had no idea. He said one thing. He says, Casey, he said, you need to open the Bible. And I never did. The only thing I opened up was a poker book on how to play poker. And that's the only thing I did. I thought he was crazy. Well, he said, open up the Bible. He said, read the book of John. 2 weeks later, I was more stressed out than I ever was. I didn't know what to do. And I rode my bike out to the lake and I read the book of John. And ever since that moment, the light, it just popped on. Popped on. I said, holy cow, look what I've been missing the entire time. All of those, you know, all those anxious feelings and all of those, hey, I got to impress this person and this girl and that, I got to have this car and this apartment, they all went away. I just had that feeling, that warmth. So I know a few of you guys maybe, you know, do have something like that in your life. You know, you go to Grace College, a great school, but I suggest that you guys make that a priority. Everything that was, you know, that I had in my life, it was nothing without what I've experienced now. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And, you know, the guys, I look now on what I accomplished, and it really means nothing. It really means nothing because I know what I'm going to accomplish in the future, right? 26 years old. 3 weeks ago, I had another college in here. 11 o'clock at night, they came in here and practiced. The majority of my friends at 11 o'clock at night are out getting drunk, you know, doing whatever they want to do, chasing girls. That's fine. I mean, whatever. I'm not here to judge people. But what did I do? I shared with these guys something similar to what I shared with you today. That your life is great, but what impact are you going to have on somebody else? What are you going to do with somebody else? There's no better feeling in the world than taking somebody else and taking them to where they want to go and having that impact. And I hope today, guys, that you surround yourself with the right people, you read the right stuff, you watch the right stuff on TV, you enjoy your time here at Grace, you enjoy your time playing baseball, and I would trade places with a lot of you guys right now, pretty much every one of you. You get to go play the greatest game there is to play. You get to go down to Florida, have a good time. I was in your shoes. I would love to do it again. So take this opportunity, seize it, have a good time, be safe, associate yourself with the right people, guys, and God's going to bless you. You guys are all great. I appreciate you all coming out. If I can help any of you any way possible, I'll give everyone my business card. Call me. I'll help you. I got nothing else to do in my life besides help other people make it happen. So I appreciate your time, and if I can be of assistance to anybody, please let me know. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it.